What's up? I'm live. It's a Tuesday, and I'm picking up that damn D6 finally. Wasn't planning on streaming tonight, but shortly after stream ended last night, I decided to go looking around some spawn points. Shut up, Dingle. That I looked up on Steam because again, I was at my I was out of options. Like I had looked everywhere and I hadn't found it. Turns out I'm just blind. I mean, at least I'm not as blind as Dingle. My DE6 is at full power, same place as Dingle's, but at least mine is undercover on a building that I missed, not sitting out in the open. Yeah, I'm calling you out for that. So, yeah, I'm gonna go pick it up now. Because it's annoying me. And I want to do shit off stream if I feel like it. This is kind of limiting me. So, now to wait a minute for the game to launch. Yep. The game is open, however, it's in that awkward loading phase where it's just not doing much of anything. Loaded slightly faster, I guess. Anyway, I did a little bit off stream. And it allows us to just go. That's what I tend to do. I prepare off stream so that when I do stream, we can just go. Again, I wasn't even planning on doing this tonight. Hell, I was considering just doing this off stream, at least the run up to full power. Well, Machine Factory, there's no reason not to take a load up. Okay, frame rate stabilizing. You're cut in, release the brakes that definitely weren't fully applied before. Thank you for that. That's set, switches are set. Off that goes. Meanwhile, we're going to go over here, and I am going to re-pick up the jobs. There's this one. I'm actually going to move over to here. But then there's also this one, which is going to be a stop in City West on the way there. And a logistical haul to Machine Factory, because why not? Now, in theory, the weight on this should be probably too much for this one DH4 to handle. But if it is, I'll just jump into that. Also, as a reminder, no more slug. I put the slug away, it's just not needed. It's extra weight. I'm keeping the DE2 though because shunting. Even if this is more capable, that's a bit cheaper to run. I can't go too fast here because of these curves. Oh yeah, I did set you to full throttle, didn't I? That's fine. Overheat protection kicked in. And then I lowered the throttle so it wouldn't go too fast. But yeah, we're literally planning to go up this way, over to City West, back in, and then once that's dropped off, up the hill to Machine Factory. And then depending on how late it is, I might make the run back to City West or Harbor, depending on, you know, where City West, City South, depending on where I have things to drop. Just to get the DE6 back down. But honestly, like, once I've picked it up, do you really need to see me put it into the museum? You know where it's gonna end up. The DM3, that's the one, is already at the museum. It's sitting there. And I actually ended up moving the DE2 into the repair station. I was considering repairing it, but look, I want to get the DE6 repaired. Plus, I want to paint them in their demo colors, and that's, to get both of them, is 120,000. Plus, it's 100,000 for repairing the DE2. Probably like 250,000 for the DE6 if I had to guess. I don't like this speed. We're good on fuel. So, yeah. We might have been fine there, but it was borderline, especially with this being the steepest section right here near the end. Plus the long run up after this as well. Might as well just throw the other engine on and be safe. And sure enough, the speed stabilized out after doing that. Yeah, I'm just glad I finally found the DE6. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that I didn't find it last night. I mean, I did, but only after going and looking up more precise locations. Oh, there you go. Yeah. The best part is that I didn't get good line of sight on it last night at any point in time. But you can see it if you know where to look. And likewise, in past VODs, like I literally went and grabbed a screenshot of... I was just doing something on the other computer for a second there. I did notice it in other VODs, including a couple of weeks ago when I was streaming using the drone cam, if you will. I could see the DE6 there. It wasn't where I was looking, which is why I missed it, but it was there. You could see it if you knew what you were looking for, which is just frustrating. Technically visible from that track the entire time, the track up the machine factory, and just never saw it. I overlooked the exact spot where it was, which, yeah, annoying. Oh well. That does mean, though, once I've got the DE6 back in the museum, the only things left... So I'll just start that because I'm going to have to watch my speed here a little bit. The only things left to get are the 2 steam locomotives. One of which is in Harbor, which will be really easy to grab. The other is all the way up in Iron Mine West. But what'll probably end up happening is at some point I'll get a job out of Harbor to Iron Mine West, or at least a machine factory, and then I can do the quick jump up there and get it, bring it back down. That's the idea, at least. but it'll be a little while, because again, I'm honestly not too interested in the steam locomotives. I might do a little bit with them, but my primary means of making money is going to be DE6, DH4, DE2, some number of those three. Probably what I'll end up doing is grabbing a non-personal DE6 and mate them up with the slug, the two DE6s that is, one being personal. Mate them up with the slug so that just get those benefits. Ready to drop down to 50. Huh. Remember going up to 70, but I missed the sign for 50. And then I'll probably have the DE2 on the tail end of it, which I can then use for shunting in yards as well as remote. Because the DE6 does not support the remote by default. I do have a mod installed to take care of that. It's not enabled, but I have it. Echoed a little bit there in the tunnel. Of course, the idea for this playthrough was to restore the demo units, but my plan is also to try and unlock all the licenses that are currently available and do at least a few of the more, maybe not expensive, but like, you know, the pricier, well, that's the same thing, isn't it? Some of the shunting jobs that require the more expensive licenses, that's what I want to say. The like military related contracts specifically. Derailed yet? Don't think so. All back there. I mean, we might be around the maximum for... Might be nearing the maximum for the segment of track. Supposedly 70 is fine. I haven't seen any signs going this way in a while. Well, that answers that question. Nice. That is quite the glare off of the front of the train there. Got a little bit to go before we get to the set of switches that I'll have to slow down for, because you're not going 70 through them. I mean, just look at them. That's a bit too tight of a curve. 60, maybe 50 is probably going to be more accurate to what you can do. But for now, at least, might as well haul while I can, right? One of the straightest sections of track out. on the map. And just cut the throttle when I see a 70 sign. I can probably shut down the locomotive and back, can't I? Boy, that heated up stupidly fast. Okay, good. I want to get some more speed back up if I can. I won't be able to go too fast for too long, so no need to go too fast. Cover a little bit of the speed. What are we doing on fuel? Yeah, a little over half. We're good. I can probably make it to Machine Factory without issue. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do once I get up there. I know turning around is going to be a bitch. So, do I just run down to Coal Power, grab the B6, and then either go straight back from there or maybe even go back up and get something down to Harbor or City West or something? I don't know. A little bit downhill here, isn't it? Speed down. Come on, engine brake. Do a little bit more, would you? I know you're overheating. The slope, it doesn't take much just to get it overheating while barely being able to keep it under control. Let off a notch, which is going to let it pick up a little bit more speed, but might be manageable. Really? What a nuisance. Which one is this? I don't think these are too slow. There's a train spawned in at Oil Well Central. Either that or that's Farm and Oil Well Central. No, I think that's Oil Well Central. Yeah. Yeah, that's it right there. I'm not derailing. Boy. Takes it a second, I guess. You know, it occurred to me at some point recently, I've not mentioned this on stream, but it has occurred to me. One of the things I could technically do is try to make my own controller for this game. Because, like, thanks to college, I have an Arduino, I have a breadboard, I have potentiometers, and maybe some other things. I don't remember what's in the kit that I have. It wouldn't be very fancy, and it would literally just be on a breadboard, but in theory I could make a controller for this. Okay, now I want those lights. Here, give me one tick of that as well. I could. I probably won't, but I could. After all, I'd have to remember how to actually wire shit and then figure out how to actually use the software that's out there or whatever to convert the signals from the Arduino over to something the game can interpret and all of that. And as far as I'm aware, it's not even like you get potentiometer readings that you can use, it's just potentiometer basically emulates key presses. Nothing too fancy. And I'm gonna back off the throttle. We can coast into City West at this point. Let's see. So I need to go to C3I. And it's already set up. Go right, and to go right. It's just this one that needs to be set. So, we can do that. After the third switch on this track. Get this jerk of a sign that appears at the last second, like, oh, by the way, this is a 30. Hope you're not speeding. Okay, we're gonna click that. And once that goes off, I'll know that I'm good to back up. But, you know, only after I flip the switch. Still set the right way? Yep. I don't have to, but I'm gonna jump down the end of the consist just to be doubly sure. Please get me up here. signal just with this short of a train, relatively speaking. Just over 400 meters long. Signal's already suffering a lot. It's strong enough to be stable, but go too much further and it's not going to hold up very well. Reminder, we're going into C3I. I've set all the switches ahead of time, as I've already said. So it's literally just a matter of backing up, dropping it off at the station house, which is where again? Right there. Just look for the green light. Not that green light. That green light. That's that switch flipping. B2 just hanging out there. And this is just literally straight in. Right into the yard. Uncouple it, set the brake, and then go hand the job in as the train starts to pull back up. And continue on up the hill. Clear siding, it's an input siding that I'm delivering to, so it's going to be clear. That's just how it works, apparently. That'll be good enough. Somewhere along here there should be a break in the track, and that's where the fighting actually starts. Probably much further up here. Like right around here, I would think. I'm not seeing it, but it's close enough to the sign that, yeah, it's gonna be fine. Handbrake is set. So, change that over. I can take a quick trip over to the station to hand it in, and it's good. For that I got 62, just about $63,000. Not bad at all. Be mindful of the speed limit. We can get a little bit of speed up. So that's 198 meters. That'll be like 240. That's further ahead than I needed to be to clear, but still. Good reference to have. And that's close enough. Well, that's set up. I can go and flip this back to left so that this is a clear path through. That's farm. That's factory. There we go. And then this is a fairly straight section of track, so we can just send it. Although, maybe not quite this hard. Because if I keep that up, it's going to overheat. Definitely don't need the extra locomotive at this point. No, it's empty cars. It's 121 tons. Even if this is a bigger hill than not, one train can handle it. Really. And pulling the other two trains, actually. Can't forget that in your weight calculations, you're hauling not only the loads, but also any extra trains that you've got in the consist. Nice. DH4 and a DE2 added in with all those cars, so... heavier, but that's fine. That's interesting. So I briefly had control there, outside of the cabin. But as soon as I started walking, it took away that control. So in theory, you could set up like a speedometer right here and just go. Yeah, I had to back off the speed there so that we dropped down to safe speed for this area. I'm gonna come off the throttle again because this is a 60 and it's downhill. Not by much. Still don't need to be going flat out, though. I guess with that it doesn't matter, it's a 60 regardless. There's coal power. We'll be coming right back here, basically. I see it. I already saw it just in that little bit. Photo mode. Just so I can not have the train run away. Do you see it? Do you see the demo D6? Is it clear enough now? Does everybody fucking see it? Because I sure as hell didn't see it originally. God, this camera is very slow moving. It's very smooth. But yeah, I was, like, every time I looked, I was looking more above. And the one shot I did have of this building was more like this, and I don't think I realized that it's not just, like, a building, like, you know, all of those are, but rather it's a, so floaty. Bit of a canopy, basically. So, there it is. That's the D6. It's been there the entire time. I've passed by it so many times at this point. So I'll be back to pick that up. Or maybe I'll pick it up on the way down the hill, if there's a good load from Machine Factory that I want to take. I don't know. It's there, though. Depends on what's at Machine Factory as to when I grab it. Because if I can grab it and put it on this track, it's only going to cost 5,000. And the nearest track might already be better part of 5,000, so, like, what's it matter? There. You know, just re-rail it at the maximum extent possible just to save me the time, since it's not going to cost too much extra. But we'll see. I'm actually going to back off the throttle, because while we still are on an incline here, we're going to be going over that way. So, want to slow down a little bit. I think the speed limit through that corner is 50. Doesn't mean I actually want to go 50 through there. And I think at the moment, I'm set to go into C. I think at the moment I'm set to go through 1L, but I'm offloading in 2S. So I can quickly flip the switch if I want. But I'm only going to do that if I see that the siding is open, which it does not appear to be open. No, it is. I was looking at C3. But no, look at that. The storage siding is actually clear, and it's the one that I want. B2S. Right ahead. Yeah, definitely don't go off into C3I. Definitely don't go over there. There you go, you hear that clunk clunk sound? Ah, I didn't quite make it. The track is literally, the track split's like literally right around here. I need to go forward a little bit. Okay, that should be fine, although realistically I should pull it up more. Where is the split? Should be like right around here. Doesn't help that it's nighttime. Hard to see. I'll just pull it a little bit further forward. It's not going to hurt anything. Here, I'll even be nice and put it into the siding so that the road is clear. Kinda like there was another... Probably because of that, but I don't know if that counts or not towards us. Anyway, set the handbrake on the rear car because be annoying like that. We're almost not in the siding anymore up here. Disconnect that. Jump into there. Shut her off. And there you go. 33 minutes. For just under 30,000, so that was worth it. Oh, look at that! There's a job to harbor. Alright, we're good. Except I've got to get everything turned around now. Which is easier said than done without the military license. Mm-hmm. You're over in the B yard, huh? Alright, well... So there is a little bit of space right here to turn around. Because, yeah, there's a buffer here. And the gate is down, and I can't go... Excuse me. I can't go into this area without having the military license. I can. The drone cam can. But yeah, so I can use this as a turnaround. It's just suboptimal, honestly. But we'll do that. We'll come here and then go forward. And then probably go all the way forward back into B. Just to turn around. By the way, how's fuel? A little low. How are we on fuel in here? Excellent. So, if I need to switch locomotives for primary control, I can. We're going downhill. It's 136 tons. It's fine. Actually, what I'm going to do... We should be fine right here. What I'm going to do is this. Where the hell was I? Going to do this. Get in the damn train. Oh. Nice of you to finally switch that over. By separating out the trains and doing it one at a time, I can maintain the train order while being able to fit everything in there, because otherwise I'd basically just have to do it reverse. And like, I can do it the other way, but I'm gonna have to break them off eventually. Might as well just do it up front, right? Pull this a little ways up, and then I can go grab the other DH4, do the same thing, hook it up to this, and then grab the DE2 finally, and yeah, put it on the end. You were over. A little dark, I know. I just don't want the headlights being a nuisance. Get to cut this train in as well. Otherwise, we're gonna have a bad time. I hate it. And of course, since this is the rail company's train, I don't have any of the fancy features that my train has. Oh, right. That's plenty fast enough. I don't know what the speed limit is through this curve, so better safe than sorry. Of course, 3 people mention me in EJ's chat and he goes elsewhere. Thanks, EJ. Thanks everybody who actually tried, at least. I listen for the sounds of the wheels going over the junction. This. That sound. Yeah, and there was the second one. I know what I want to do. Let you out. Okay, that's off. Also, I should be able to turn that off, and it still has the handbrake on. Good. And then here we can literally... Wipers are on the right in this. Not the other way around. Unset the handbrake. Hello? I should actually do it the correct way. Careful with this, because if it starts rolling down a hill and it's rolling the opposite way of where I want to be going, I can very quickly blow up the traction motor if I'm not careful. Been there, done that. Set that to not use this turnaround. And by turnaround I mean line into the military base. This will be much easier to fit in here. Not that the DH4s were a problem or anything, but like this is so much smaller. By the way, how much time do I have on that? 129 minutes? I can start it now. Genuinely doesn't matter. Turn that off, cut it out. Turn off all of its lights. Roll away. Good. Alright, and actually I am literally just gonna go hand this in now. Because I've got over 2 hours to do it. Not an issue. Alright. Nothing is fighting, so... Get to put it in gear. think that was far enough out of it. Let's see, I want to go to B40. I can set this up while I'm working on this. B4 is right, right, left. And how long are we looking at? 144 meters, so let's just set it to 190. Like that. Where are we? Not that, it's this one out here. Yeah, you gotta go quite a ways to get to this switch, relative to everything else. You can also see that here, that's that switch, and that's the one we just passed that goes off towards the roundhouse and everything. Almost forgot. Almost. Hey, Evil. Bus is going somewhere. Whoever parked this blocking the road's a jerk. Not that I can blame them. I almost did the same with those. Almost. Didn't make a thunk, or thud, or anything of that nature. I guess I should just double check. This is what I think it is. Yes. Alright. Send it. Not too hard. I gotta make a stop down the hill. Going to E8I. Yeah, shut up, bot. We just gonna wanna go right into E. E8I. There you go. Nice, Evil. I still want to put more lights on this train at some point. Already on the track. Okay, I guess now is also a good time just to look up the length of the D6. Basically 20 meters. So a bit too far away to be useful. How I never noticed that, I do not understand. It's literally right there. Granted, I'm usually not coming to a stop in this area. You know. I'm gonna set a couple of handbrakes. Yeah, hello. A couple of handbrakes here. 3 to be precise. Just to ensure that the train hopefully doesn't go anywhere in the brief time that it's disconnected. That should be ample space. A DE6 then. Hey look, it's a DE6. And I'm not getting the prompt for it. Oh well. Yeah, it's night a lot, isn't it? Let me just look real quickly. Where's the nearest track? It's 5,000. The nearest track appears to be about 5,000, so like I thought, because it's so far away, it's not going to make a difference if I just, you know, derail it all the way over here. Your handbrake is set, good. Hello? There. Yeah, it's night a lot. Yeah, thank you. I have absolutely noticed that, and it's kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie, that it's night so often. Stop. Is that a bad idea? Might be a bad idea. Not like the train is doing anything anyway. Electrically dead. I should... No, it's probably fine. Not you causing issues, right? Not that I can even see where the brake cutoff is. That's cab heater. Cab fan, fuel cutoff. And then brake cutout. not release all the handbrakes? It's your handbrake, isn't it? Shit, where's... Right, it's on the outside. Yep, and we're rolling. Alright. Off we go. I put it into gear. I think it's got a flat spotted wheel, just like the DM3. Okay, now I think we're good. So, E8I, let me just double check. So this is all set right, right, left into E8I. Harbor as a whole, I can get off the throttle. Left, 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 left. Yep. City West is left. Okay. Yeah, we're good. And this is a 6. We're good. Fuel's getting down there, but we should be fine. We just gotta wait to get back to Harbor. And depending on how I'm feeling, I might even make the run back to the museum with the DE6 in tow. We'll see. Going pretty quick, aren't we? Got a little ways to go though before we get to the bottom of the hill and actually need to be going slow, so we're fine. I'll throw a little bit of dynamic into it though, just to get the speed down a bit now. Hey, yeah, I know. It's more or less leveled out, so we'll be good for a little bit. We'll very soon be in City West. Yeah, if you're hauling, you don't have to stop anywhere. You can get from Machine Factory to City West pretty darn quick. A nice little thing, that. Great sections of track. Gotta start slowing down because we're within range of this switch. Which is set correctly, because I remembered to set it correctly on the way out. At least on this side it tells you it's a 3. Not that you have too much time before it actually kicks in, but still. How much was this job gonna make me again? 43.5 plus time bonus. Not bad. Not bad. That was set properly. I think it's actually longer than it needs to be, but that's fine. I think there is a 30 kph junction up ahead, but it's not the next one, it's the one after it. If I remember correctly. For the time being. At least it's starting to get light out, i.e. the rest of the trip will be gradually getting brighter. By the time we get to harbor, it should properly be daytime. Haven't encountered any rain thus far since leaving harbor, which is nice. It's not that big of a deal now, we're mostly past the significant hills. I mean, that said, there's still plenty of downhills to contend with getting into harbor, but uphills aren't a concern at least. Not that we're too concerned about them anyway, because, I mean, if I'm struggling, I just turn on the other DH4 and we'll be good. Speaking of good, fuel should be good enough, and again, if not, I can just fire up the other DH4 and it will be good enough. Actually, a little uphill now, if anything. Not the straightest section, but then after that we can get some speed up for a little bit before slowing back down for the descent into harbor. I feel like I'm going to be making this run a lot for the next little bit just to earn enough money to restore the DE6. Plus, then I want to be able to unlock more licenses. Hazmat 2 is a big one, maybe some of the military licenses as well. Right. You have to take the extra notch of throttle out. We're losing speed, but we should be fine. It's not like this load is very heavy. I've basically hinted at this, but I think what I'm going to do is that if I have some free time and I feel like it, I might do some runs off stream just to get some more money. I know if I'm not streaming, that if I end up doing something stupid, then I'm not going to have it on... I'm not going to have it on camera. I'm not going to have it captured. Unless I'm recording everything. But I figure it's better just to earn a lot of money quickly, relatively speaking, so that I can do the fun stuff on stream rather than, you know, taking even longer on stream, considering I typically only play this once a week. Also, I said we were done with the uphills. I was wrong. Get up there anyway. Not like I'm under a time crunch. You know, I only had 2 hours to, over 2 hours. I did say typically, did I not, Evil? Typically means not always. Give me that shit. There you go. Sunlight coming in at just the right time. Look at that, we're up over 40 already. Did I miss a 40 sign or something of that nature? Doesn't look like it. Don't see any signs. Oh look, there's a sign, 60. We're good. I don't remember what these switches are. In theory, what I could do is just go via coal mine down to City South, drop the locomotive off, and then go to Harbor. But what fun is that? More diesel. Not steam. Oh, hey. Easy now, train. We're good. That switch was a little bit downhill, though. Yeah, we're clear. I'll play with the steam trains eventually, but they are very much a process to get them working properly, so... I'd rather just keep to the diesel locomotives for the most part. Again, I'll do something with the steam locomotives eventually, but not right now. After all, I don't have the licenses, and I'm more focused on the DE2 and DE6 at this point. level's getting lower. But we're going fast now while we can, because we're going to need to be basically sitting on the, well, one of the brakes, if not both, in a little bit. I probably will want to fuel up in Harbor, though. Simply because it's going to be a lot easier to get everything in at Harbor compared to getting everything in at City South. Because there is a repair station at City South. However, one, it's in the museum, and two, there's currently a dead DE2 and a BE6 sitting in there. BE6? BE2. Oh god, what would a BE6 look like? That'd be probably quite big if I had to guess. Does the fuel light come on yet? No, but I feel like it should have. Still got some headroom on the speed. The only thing is, I don't know if the game's gonna like me putting the demo unit onto... There it is. Onto the repair station. That does not feel like an 80 to me, that corner. You feel like... Well, I said B for one, Evil, but you feel like it'd have 3 times as many axles as a DE2. Yeah, that's what you'd think. That would make sense. I know from previous, not really experimenting so much as repairing, that it will ignore a demo unit in a set of trains if you have it in the middle of the concept, but I don't know about if it's the one that's directly hooked up. That's what I don't know. I guess we'll find out, because I'm not planning on taking anything to City South other than the DE6. It's not needed there anymore. What I could do is quickly repair the BE2. And then get it out of the museum, come and grab... No. Evil, the naming scheme in this game seems to be fuel and then motor type. So like this is a DH4. Diesel hydraulic. BE is battery electric. DE is diesel electric. And then steams are just S. Yeah, the BE2 is the only battery electric one at this point. If I'm wrong on any of those acronyms, feel free to correct me, but as far as I'm aware, that's it. Which would make the DM3 diesel mechanical? Diesel manual? Diesel... I don't know. It's got a manual transmission in it. It's still a diesel. Didn't know it was an actual thing. Fair enough. Yep, it's a thing. There it is. It's a micro shunter. Tiny little electric thing. It's not very good, as you can see, but for just shunting things around the yard, specifically light shunting, like it says, it's not bad. Yeah, that's the little shunting thing. Love the dynamic brake. People only use one, decide it's trash, and move the fuck on. Or they try and haul it with them at like the back end of a consist or something, and then when they get to the location they realize that they destroyed the traction motors because the thing tops out at 30. And if you get it up to like 50, it just... nope, you destroy it. People do that. Oops. Yeah, I know. We're good. It's not good, but I've seen a number of people use it for this, and it's probably where I'm just going to keep it now, is shunting in the museum. Because the demo units are kind of dead by default. They don't really work. And so having the little shunter around to move them is actually really useful. And the locomotives are light enough that the shunter can handle them. So, it works for that. There's the harbor. Admittedly, not where I want to end up ultimately, but it also is. Just not my ultimate goal, just the stop on the way to get more money. Yeah, that steep section is really rough on the on a single DH4, even with this much weight. Trying to find a nice middle ground to keep me right around 40. Usually use the parts logo. Yeah, you can do that too. That just has the annoying transmission to deal with. Not as bad as the DM3. But that works too. DE2 also has the advantage of being smaller, which doesn't matter. It's not gonna make a difference of whether or not you can fit it and the train onto the round table. I think that round table is big enough for 2 D6s. Ridiculous. So yeah, you've got plenty of room, but it's small and convenient. Slow, but it works. I guess the other thing I could technically have done is just slowed down to 20, pulled the train straight in over there. What else is there? Steam? S282, S060, and a DE2 along with the DE6. But yeah, just pulled it in there with everything in tow. And then backed out, come back over here. Because again, we're a little low on fuel. Not too bad, but I'm going to have to get this serviced. Preferably before we leave. Someday I'll go and get this. Pick it up and bring it back. Someday. That was the first demo unit I found, I believe. Followed not too long thereafter by this one. Since, you know, it was literally right over there. E8I. Looks like a clear sighting. Yeah, today is not today. I don't have the Steam licenses. I literally can't pick them up. Got the handbrake on that. Let me just redo the calculation on this. No, I know what it is. He's 60, I believe. There or thereabouts. I guess the other thing I could do to avoid the possibility of having to go in and out is just not turn around yet, because what I was going to do is just come back into C yard and then go there back in, but instead if I just back straight up to here, go in head first, and then go out towards mill base and out. Do I even have the space at mill base? That's the question. So it's this switch that I gotta be clear of. I don't think I have control at this point, no. But I'm still on the train, supposedly. And no, I'm not. Okay, good, that was set, right? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead. Get away from the lag. I need to get the caboose here. $65,000. Just shy of 500,000. There. So how much room do I actually have over here? None. I have no space. Okay. Oh, there goes that idea. Alright, Evil, have a good sleep. Thanks for hanging out. You're set up into the loading dock. Okay. Alright. Bring it forward. Then eventually back it up into the repair. Hope that it doesn't get pissed off that the E6 is in the way. Then... well, head for City South. Got the directions on that wrong, game. Don't need the overhead light at the moment. Yeah, I don't know if the D6 being there is going to be a problem. Also, the wheels are doing funny things through the curve. There might be enough room, maybe, probably not, to shove it to the back and then get the D2 hooked up. Wouldn't count on it. But yeah, I need to get this serviced, and I do not want to do it at the museum if I don't have to. So we'll see if the system being able to ignore the demo units also works if you hook up directly to the demo unit. Very slow, I know, but I can't be bothered to speed it up at this point, you know? Oh, that is, here, you need more speed readouts? Only go 20 through here. Thud, 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 thud. By the way, where's the hookup for them? Two of them. Okay. No, you're not gonna see it? Yeah, fair enough. Kinda figured that would be the case. See if I can back it up far enough to get the DE2 in there. There should be enough room. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. This. Look it up there. Okay, you can see I only have 2, 3, and 4. Not 1. Not much fuel to be added there. And we scroll the wrong direction on that. This is the real costly bit. 21,000. Yeah, no surprise there. Wouldn't be leaving here with over 500,000 regardless of what happened. Please go this way. Alright. Ding. Ding. Completely pointless, this. Got the fuel, so I don't need to be worried about that aspect of it. Also don't need to be too concerned about speed either, considering the weight. Yeah, so what I might do is, as I was saying earlier, disconnect the BE2 from, well, repair the BE2 real quick. I'm not going to repair the DE2. But disconnect it, get it onto the turntable, and get it out. And then I can come hook up to the front of the DE6, pull that onto the round table, spin it around, and back it into its spot. And that'll keep the BE2 out in front as well. So yeah, doing it this way was much better, because again, if I had gone via Coal Mine South and swung by City South on the way to Harbor, I then would have had to figure out dealing with it in reverse. So this makes sure that the BE2 stays out in front of the DE6, and thus I no longer need to worry about it getting stuck. Also, I was just about to pull this out, but no, we literally have something for this. Use it. not city west, city south. Right, right, left. Alright, we're good. I think I'll just end the stream with getting it into the museum. In theory, I have enough to restore it right now, but of course the problem is I need to make the run up to Machine Factory to get the parts. I might do that off stream as well. Go back down to Harbor with the DM1 and utility cart in tow. Get something up to Machine Factory, drop that off, pick up the parts, and then come back down this way, and eventually drop the parts off in City West, South, City South. Making that mistake. So that the next time I stream this, I could literally just take care of the DE6 and be done with it. If I've got enough money in the bank, I might do the DE2 at the same time so that I can ditch both of the railroad-owned vehicles behind me. L10 has been with me from the very start, but there's no sense in keeping it on if I've got the demo DE2 restored. That was always the plan. Oh, shut up. Of course, I could just go with the DE6 and DE2, but DH4 is already kitted out. And that's going to be another $100,000+ to do for the DE6. Plus, I'd want some things in the DE2 as well. I don't need this full setup, but like switch setter, speedometer, brake readout, you know, those would all be handy. Headlights maybe as well. But like the clinometer generally isn't needed. Distance tracker. I mean, there's utility in that. Come to think of it. Oh, I died. I mean, I died multiple times. Let me onto these. Surprised that didn't wheel spin. Alright, good enough. Like I said, the M3 is in its slot. The E2 is here with the DE2. So what I'm going to do, that plugged in. Incompatible, you say, huh? I guess. repair the wheels, repair the powertrain, charge it back up. $400, not a lot. Then come here. Uncouple these because the next time that moves is going to be under its own power. And then this, well, I need to get this lined up. Doesn't have an independent brake, so the handbrake's good enough, right? This way. Handbrake unset. I cannot see that gauge at all. The initial takeoff, you have to be a bit careful, but once you're up to like 4 or 5 kilometers an hour, you can pretty much just full throttle it with no load. And yeah, I wasn't kidding before when I said that 50 will kill it. You can see above 30 is in the red. Lights are still on. Not that it matters. Stupid slope. Just gonna shut this if I can. Handbrake. That would help. Now we wait. What's the weight of this damn thing? Just 120 tons dry, I'm assuming that is. 125 wet, 120 dry. Right? Full versus empty. I would assume that that's what that means. Not like there's a guide to it or anything, or is it all the way in the back? No, that's the DM1U. That's why I want it at the harbor, because I'm tired of dealing with that nonsense. Well, that was weird. I mean, I'm assuming that was caused by the, whatchamacallit being there. That's DH4, 060, 282, so this is the DE6. Now, normally you can't access the controls from all the way over here, but if you just use the mouse mode, you can. I'm gonna do that because it's a lot easier. Yeah, definitely don't want to go into there. There's already somebody occupying that bay. There we go. The handbrake. Couple. I'm just gonna pull this forward, but not onto turntable. There we go. And one last thing. There we go. Again, I don't know if I'll do that on stream or not, but for now at least, we're done. Done with this impromptu stream that went a little bit longer than I was expecting. Anyway, next stream is still not Aceto. More Pokemon tomorrow night at the usual time. And, yeah, go up or don't. More Pokemon multi-game Archipelago solo, though. And, hopefully I can find those badges. Anyway, I'm not gonna run ads, I'm just gonna end it here. So, yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Later.